Welcome to Long Box Diving, where we pull comics out of the long box. I'm doing another pull list because I am working on getting X Factor sorted into a actual playlist, and I'm going to make that a run of I don't know how long. Honestly, I might have to do more than one video, or this X Factor run might take a year, and I don't want to be doing that for a whole year. So I might have to do more than one video a week. Oh no. But yeah, as long as it continues to be good, I will continue to enjoy reading it and probably talking about it. So it's said for a pull list, so I can have a little break and some variety. I'm doing Deadpool, Internet's hero. This Deadpool is part of the run where I feel Deadpool was at his best. I am not a fan of the LOL so random Deadpool that is very popular on the internet and is very popular in modern comics. So much so, his character has inspired other characters to become LOL so random. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't really care for that in a Deadpool comic, right? And I think Deadpool has largely become that, and it's like not really my jam. I do like Deadpool though. I like Deadpool as a character. When he's at his best, I think he is very much Ryan Reynolds. As odd as it is, when Deadpool is at his best, it's that kind of feeling where this is a character who is very crude, who can make jokes, and he has dark humor. Okay? At the same time, he is still a person that has a plan, has a goal, and he can be serious. And it's in that I'm making a joke of myself, or I'm making a joke of the situation I am in, where the rest of the time he's a serious sort of, I have a plan, I need to do this plan, because if I don't, my daughter dies, right? And this is your Deadpool in this run where he's bent over a barrel. His daughter could die here, and so he is, with all sincerity and all seriousness, cracking jokes in dark situations because that's how he deals with it. And I like this character better than, oh hey, meme, ha! I want to see the deadly assassin, the deadly mercenary that is Deadpool, who can also crack a joke. I do not want to see, hey, look, I am funny today. But yeah, this is part of this run where he was very much at what I think is his prime, and what I think the internet latched onto, and because of the internet, he became a lot more memey, which is not my jam. So we open up, right? Cable's in trouble. Cable's in a lot of trouble, right? And Deadpool is there about to kill him. And we actually see Cable in trouble before we see that Deadpool is going to kill him. Something I really like about this Cable, and it's an aesthetic choice for me, right? It's something that very much appeals to me. I like that his AI, Cable's artificial intelligence, is actually visible on his arm, and is very much one of those World War II symbols that you would see on an American fighter jet, right? And I quite like it. It appeals to my sensibilities, where I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty unique. You don't normally see that kind of thing. And I like it. It's very much, I like that little personality that is visible on his arm. It's not just a talking voice in Cable's head where it's like, oh, I am Jarvis, there is danger ahead. No, this is literally a visible creature on your arm who has facial expressions and is doing stuff, and it injects so much more personality into something that's not a human. And I'm super down with that. So Cable and Deadpool get into a fight, and Cable has a chainsaw. And he is trying to legitimately kill Cable. And Cable wants none of that. And Deadpool's like, I'm here to kill you. And Cable's like, dude, I know, of course you are. When we first met, you were trying to kill me, and here you are again. You haven't changed much, Deadpool. And Cable's attitude towards Deadpool has always been this sort of, I'm tolerating you, but we get each other, right? Cable understands who Deadpool is probably as much as anybody else can, and Cable tolerates Deadpool. I want to say it's a soldier's mentality, because there's definitely that dark humor in soldiers. Not all of them. And Cable is very much a soldier. So I want to say that's kind of where that bond is allied, where it's that mentality, but I'm not like fully 100% this is where it comes from. But I think that's how they do bond, is because in reality they're both soldiers. They're in different ways a soldier, and they have different personalities, but I think that's where they bond. And Cable understands Deadpool's trying to kill him. That much is pretty clear. Why? We don't know, and we're not told, but I know. I know. And they continue fighting. And to be honest, Cable is beating Deadpool. As much as Cable, 1, is an old man, 2, I forget at this point, did he still have his powers? I don't remember. But he is beating Deadpool. Deadpool's not the strongest character. He's just impossible to kill. So Deadpool is being beat, and at one point Cable, with his metal arm, pushes the chainsaw into Deadpool's face and knocks it out of his hands. Brilliant move. And Deadpool's not the physique of The Rock. Cable is. Deadpool's not. So in a fight like this, Deadpool has to be ingenious. Deadpool has to be more athletic, and he has to be ingenious, because otherwise Cable's going to keep beating him up, and while Deadpool can regenerate, there's only so much you can do before your time runs out and people are there to help Cable. So he's on a deadline, and he has to hurry up. Of course, Cable has AI, and he calls out this big cannon, and again, it reminds me of Capcom vs. Marvel 2. I played that as a kid, and this is his big cannon where he just shoots you all over the place, and Deadpool's locked in stasis, and it's just a great looking scene. And he's like, this feels like an anime. It's that humor from Deadpool where it's in a terrible situation for him. My hair is falling as I speak. This is not appropriate for a good video. I've got to have perfect hair. So Cable manages to get away, and he hides in a nearby hospital. Well, Deadpool's like, bum, bum, bum. He's literally TI-52, man. And he's just he's walking out to Cable, and he is threatening people. Again, this is Deadpool. Deadpool, who was in the Avengers very recently. Very, 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 very recently. And Cable points this out several times. And Deadpool is threatening people. He is injuring people. He is tracking down Cable. He has to. And he pushes his way through the hospital. And he thinks he sees Cable's silhouette. And he throws open the curtain, shoots twice. And he shoots an innocent person in the legs. And it's like, Cable's like, Deadpool, how many innocent people have to die because you can't be serious? What is his exact quote? Let's find out. Idiot. How many will have to pay the ultimate price for getting close to you? And honestly, that is a very true statement. How many people have been hurt and injured because somebody close to Deadpool was either a threatened, or just knew Deadpool? And over and over and over again. And a lot of the times, other heroes, the people near them and close to them, are hurt. Deadpool is one of those anti-heroes, or whatever you want to call him, where he hurts people close to him. He's the one doing the hurting. And whether it's emotional or physical, where somebody close by, because of a friendship between Cable and Deadpool, somebody close by got injured because of it, Deadpool's doing the hurting. They continue their fight, and they're fighting next to an MRI machine. And Deadpool's like, I've got you now, Cable. And he presses the MRI machine. Well, it's magnetic. It's magnetic, and his AI can't time jump Cable out of there. So Cable is stuck. And Deadpool, perfect situation for him. Cable can't move. Cable's stuck because of his arm. This is inherently taking a weakness of Cable and using it. A weakness of Deadpool are the people close to him. The weakness of Cable is himself. Right? Very different people. Cable doesn't get close to people. Cable does not get close to people. Very few people ever do. But you can hurt him by himself. And that's what Deadpool's doing here. And Deadpool pulls out a carbon fiber katana, and I love this line where he's like, you know, I always planned on using these on Magneto, but yeah, just sometimes they come in handy. He has a carbon fiber katana, not metal, by the way. And he's taking the swing, and we get a panel where the sword gets so close to Cable's neck, he's about to be decapitated. And then time freezes because the time cops show up. There's time cops. What? And you think they arrest Cable, by the way. The time cops arrest Cable, and they're like, "You, Cable, are going to be Strife." And Cable's like, "Dudes, I'm not Strife. That's a clone. You got the wrong person." Well, sort of. There's so many clones of Cable. One of them just happens to be Strife. The time cops don't care. The time cops are like, "Well, you're arrested anyway." And of course, Deadpool's like, that's a bit tricky. Because you see, Deadpool was hired by Strife. Well, hired. More of coerced to kill Cable. Strife is forcing Deadpool to kill Cable. And so Deadpool's like, that's a little bit of impediment. He can't exactly go and take Cable then. But something, I forget. Oh, that's right. Deadpool slices the arm of Cable, of the metal arm of Cable, before the time cops show up. So now he has a metal arm of Cable with the AI. So Deadpool has a brilliant idea. And again, he has his dark humor. And he's like, you know what? Let's just take this arm. And of course, the AI is having none of it. Again, this is a sassy AI. And she's like, I'm not going to help you. And he's like, well, let's just do it the hard way then. Of course, he cuts off his own arm. He is doing the Eye of Vecna right now. Come on. He cuts off his own arm and then implants Cable's cybernetic arm on his own with the AI. But the AI cannot be removed. It can only be bound. And so Deadpool has his own AI bound and gagged and tied to a bomb, the Cable AI. And I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. Because again, it gives you that extra layer of personality to an AI. And I like that. Thumbs up. So it's a fun comic. It's Cable trying not to die by Deadpool, and Deadpool's trying to kill Cable. Deadpool's very serious here, but he also is able to have dark humor, and he's able to be funny at times where it's appropriate. And we'll see where this goes. I don't know. I might, if I can find the next comic, I might do a two-parter of this, or how many parts there is to this Deadpool kills Cable again. Because I enjoyed this one. There's lots of fighting, but the dialogue is pretty straightforward. Cable is hard, and he's a veteran, and so he is very grumpy. And Deadpool is not so grumpy. So that's all for this video, I think. I promise I will have an X-Force video soon. I don't know when I'm going to record it. Soon, trademarked. So we'll see. I'll see you next time on Longbox. Peace!